Let's do this. Over the top. Was that a bad video reference? Circa Sylvester Stallone, 1987? Anybody? Anybody? All right, folks, all movie references aside, I do get quite a few comments from people who find me rather unrelatable because I am too over the top in my savings. So it's more than likely that this sparks quite a bit of questionability, maybe a huge interest in the fact that I am perceived by people as being ultra frugal and so cheap and so tight wound and just all I think about is saving money. The main points of my channel is to teach people that you can save money, still have fun, still have a great life, and not really worry about what other people think. This is obviously a money-saving driven channel, and I completely understand that. But the fact of the matter is that I do spend money. I just don't waste it like most people. We live in an overabundant society. Websites like Twitter, Tinder, Facebook, they all teach us that excess and overconsumption is okay. Well, it's not really okay with me. Many years ago, about 15 years ago, I became debt-free and I decided I was never going to get into debt again, and I was going to be the change that I wished to see in the world. Dog, you're crazy. Can you keep quiet? Mommy's making a video. Trying to make a video. Oh, it's on. Let's just get down to business, folks. Why spend $100 on something when you can get the same thing for $5 or even free? Would you want your elderly grandmother to spend that $100, or would you want her to spend $5? Same thing goes for your children. Would you want your children to spend $100 on an item that they could get for $5? So another thing about money saving is the time cost analysis. Would you want your grandmother to spend 7 or 8 hours of her time earning that $100? Or would you rather have her spend a half an hour of her time earning that $5 to get the same item? My needs are very simple. I need shelter, I have that. I need food and water, I have that. I need medical care, I have that. And anything else on top of that is really gravy. As stated before, we do live in a society of overabundance where people think that luxuries are actually necessities. In 2/3 of the world's 7 billion, almost 8 billion population, 2/3 of those are water insecure. Of that 7 billion people, 2 billion people are food insecure. And yet we're willing to go out every night for takeout food. To me, that is morally wrong. Most of us spend our mornings taking 20 or 30 minutes in a shower when a simple 2 or 3 minute shower will do. Right now in Cape Town, South Africa, they have indefinitely prolonged day 0 to the date where the taps run dry and the municipalities shut off all of the water. But for a good 2 to 3 years, people were rationed to about 11 or 12 gallons per day. That not only includes cooking and drinking, but it also includes flushing the toilet and showering too. Think about that. Each flush takes about 2 gallons. If you only have an allotment of about 10 or 11 or 12 gallons, how many times can you flush the toilet? How long can your shower be that day? Can you shower every day? And yet here in the United States, we treat these small things as necessities, when in fact, they're luxuries. Having water running out of your tap is a luxury. Having electricity is not a human right. Having electricity is in fact a luxury. Those people who complain about having $1, $2, $3, $4, $800 bills, there's many people out there who would do anything to have those $700 or $800 bills because they simply don't have access to electricity at all. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, is that I am extremely appreciative for the necessities that have been afforded to me in this wonderful United States of America. where most people don't appreciate that. A lot of the people who negatively comment on my channel are simply ungrateful, self-absorbed people. And that's kind of sad in this day and age. We seem to know everything that's going on Tinder, Twitter, and Facebook, but we don't really know what's going on in the world around us. People call me stingy for not going out to eat every day. People don't even realize that I have a sensitive stomach because they don't watch my videos all the way through. I can't eat out at restaurants because I get sick for 3 entire days after I eat out. Every time, no matter where I eat, whether it is a $10 meal or a $200 meal, I'm going to get sick, so I cannot eat out. So I cook at home, and I just happen to save a ton of money by doing that. Most people will spend several dollars going to the beach, paying for parking, buying their churros and hot dogs that I can't eat, otherwise I'll get sick. And they look at me strange for packing a sandwich and parking a couple of blocks away so I don't have to pay for parking. Well, you just spent $20 and I just spent $0. We both are at the same beach and we both have lunch. So, free? $20. Who wins? Large families also have a tendency to spend a lot of money on their children. I remember being a child, and I remember the only thing that ever meant anything to me was love. If my mom had an old football and she would take me in the front yard and just play catch with me for 20 or 30 minutes, it meant a lot more to me than my mother buying me any gift or clothes or jewelry that I may have wanted, whether I was a small child or a teenager. I think that in this day and age, people need to spend a lot more time with their children and a lot less time earning money to buy their children's love. How quickly people forget about the Great Depression. The Great Depression happened less than 100 years ago, and pretty much everyone lost everything that they had in the stock market, and banks closed down so they could not access their cash. These people had to live the next 10 years on a day-to-day basis or living off of whatever savings they had in their house. Just like today, back then, people didn't have a lot of money. They borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. In fact, one of the problems with the stock market crash of 1929 was that people borrowed money in order to invest because they thought that it was a sure thing. We might be coming up on those times and people are horribly unprepared. Look at what has happened with the coronavirus. People are waiting desperately for stimulus checks and food pantries are running dry. This is all because of the lifestyle that we live in the United States that is not meant to be this way. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm taking some sort of moral high ground or that I am better than the people who spend all of their money. But I do want to address the fact that people often say you can't take it with you. And I have a pet peeve about that. It's one of the things that angers me the most. Of course you can't take it with you. That's obvious, but that doesn't mean that you should spend everything you have. I've seen families torn apart when a parent died and the parent had absolutely nothing and the children had to scrounge money together from extended family members in order to pay for a funeral. I have seen people pass away and their children are left with absolutely nothing. Not only did they not save their entire lives, but they over leveraged the mortgages on their homes, had second and third mortgages, and the children were either left to pay that or the person went bankrupt after death. A lot of people think that that's not important considering the fact that you're dead and you can't take it with you. Imagine what you can do with the money that you've saved. If you are happy living the lifestyle, the cheap and frugal lifestyle that you've been living for so long, and you just happen to spend less than you earn and you accumulate a small fortune, you can donate your fortune to a charity that means something to you. For me personally, all of my estate when I pass away is going to the Animal Rescue Foundation. That's the place that I got my dog Rocky, and what they do is they rescue dogs who have and cats and chickens and rabbits who have run out of time in other shelters and were about to be euthanized. They will take them in whether they are senior or need medical help, medical attention, have ongoing issues. They will keep them until they are adopted. This is extremely close to my heart. Now, I'm not saying that you should leave your estate to the Animal Rescue Foundation, but I do think that you should be able to leave a legacy behind to a charity that means something to you. If that is drilling water wells in Africa, or helping children in Ethiopia go to school, or helping the elderly, or the American Lung Association, or the American Heart Association, you have the ability to save lives where money can go to feeding the hungry, providing clean water, building schools, and you're sitting there saying, you can't take it with you. No, but you can make the difference in thousands of lives, and you can still live your life just as happy as you would have if you were spending the money like you can't take it with you. You continually watch this channel and you wonder what the end game is. It's very simple. The end game is for me to leave a legacy of love, kindness, and giving to the world after I have passed away. I am not suffering in my life. I am not needing of anything. And in fact, I don't even want anything at this point. I'm able to spend time with friends and family whenever I want to. I am able to live the type of life that most people dream of. And you can do it too. Just by saving money, just by not spending above your means, just by not using that Amazon drop box and buying a box every single day. By retraining your brain about instant gratification and realizing that there's so much more to this world than just you and getting a fancy thing on Amazon. People need our help. People always will need our help. And you have the ability to change the world. So make your stand and start by looking at the man or woman in the mirror and make the change you want to see in the world. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. I got him a toy. Oh, did you get a toy? What's that? Get it. What? You already got it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me. I'm not going to steal your toy. I'm not going to steal it. I'm not going to steal it. Oh, get it. Oh, get it, mister. It's a possum. The little things.